What kind of training would you have to do to be able to tear a car apart with your bare hands? Well, if you're Hanayama from Grappler Baki, no training. Absolutely no training. Just be the most naturally talented brawler in the history of ever and get really, really mad. However, if you want to be able to get close to performing such a feat, you're going to have to put some serious work in. I'm the anime trainer, and today we're going to be covering the second workout in the Hanayama training program. You can check out the first workout right here, which I recommend you do because these are all part of a larger program. When we finish all of the Hanayama training program videos, we'll do one final video showing how to put it all together. So I know you don't want to miss any of our real anime training videos, so you need to go subscribe to the channel right now, and if you really don't want to miss anything, hit the bell icon for notifications as well. The feats of strength, particularly in the realm of grip strength, that Hanayama is capable of performing are astronomical. He held back a raging monster of a caveman in a full charge, destroyed a vehicle with his bare hands, and has showcased insane levels of toughness by fighting through being shot in the legs, having his cheeks blown out by bullets, and stopping the swing of a legendary swordsman with his bare fist. As we've mentioned before, the Hanayama training program is a strongman style program, and today is really going to get into that concept, especially when it comes into the ability to pick up and control awkward objects. This will tax your hands and core a lot more than normal weightlifting while not putting you under as much maximal load, because the limiting factor is your ability to pick up and hold the object. This workout is going to be slightly similar to the Armstrong workout, which was more of a strongman type workout. The last workout was more about training maximal force production, while this one is more about application. That doesn't mean that you won't build strength doing this training, it will just be a different kind of strength. And I talk about man strength in this video right here. Check it out. Let's talk about the workout. Each of these exercises will have 60 seconds rest in between the set, unless I say otherwise, mostly for time's sake, but it will also be for your conditioning. We got a sled pull 5 times 25 meters, sled hand over hand pull 5 times 25 meters, stone deadlift and carry 5 times 25 meters, log deadlift and carry 5 times 25 meters, stone clean and carry 5 times 25 meters. We have 10 reps of a small rock throw, tire rip, which is 5 times 15-second efforts on each side. We'll talk more about that as we get there. And then we're going to end everything out with bag work, 3 rounds with 10 full power straights each side, 10 full power front kicks each side, 10 full power hooks each side, 10 full power round kicks each side, 20 full power strikes of choice, and 30 seconds of all-out punching. You're going to rest 1 minute in between each of those rounds. So, first things first, you need to warm up. If you don't have a warm-up, you can check out this video right here. It's a great option. Unlike in the Armstrong workout, which was based on doing an activity for a period of time, this workout is much more based on performing a certain amount of reps or covering a certain distance. As such, your efforts may be slightly faster or heavier depending on the availability of your implements. For instance, for a 90-second effort on a sled pull in the Armstrong workout, you may start with a lighter weight that you can continually pull for 90 seconds. In this workout, however, you're trying to clear a distance of 25 meters, which means it will be easier to progress from week to week and add more weight, but we'll talk more about that in a moment. The first exercise is, of course, the sled pull. I made a video about how you can make your own sled at home, and you can check that out right here. We're going to put the straps on our shoulders, lean into it, and begin to walk. We're not trying to sprint here. We're getting the whole foot on the ground and taking step after step, feeling all of the muscles in the leg and core activate. If you're not sure where to start on this exercise weight-wise, start with an empty tire and see how that feels for the first workout. Once you're able to do that, you can add weight little by little using smaller weight plates or make a larger initial jump with a bag of sand like I have in my sled. That initial jump is going to be your starting point, and when you can complete all 5 sets of 25 meters with 1 minute rest in between without having to stop during that distance, then you can add a little bit more weight the next time. This exercise is going to build the leg strength necessary to push your body against heavier and heavier weights. For instance, giant warriors who stand in your path. The next exercise is a sled hand over hand pull. You're going to follow the same rules for adding weight on this exercise like you did with the sled pull. For the hand over hand pull, you'll squat down a little, grab onto the rope attached to the sled, lean back just a little, and drag it toward you hand over hand. When the sled gets too close to you, quickly move out to the full length of the rope again and start again until you clear the 25-meter distance. Make sure you maintain your posture here and don't let your back round while you're pulling. Think about pulling through your elbow in order to activate your lat, and make sure that you are squeezing that rope tightly. 5 sets of 25 meters with 1 minute rest between sets is going to make you really feel the burn in your back, arms, forearms, and hands, so get ready. Up next is the stone deadlift and carry. You'll stand over top the stone as close as you can, hinge from the hips, not the spine, with a slight bend to the knees. You'll grab the stone on either side, lean back so that you can feel the weight of the stone against your hands, and then drive through your heels, squeezing your glutes to push the hips forward. Keep your back straight the whole time. When you get to the top of the movement, the stone will be hanging from your straightened arms just in front of your hips. Then you'll walk 25 meters and then put the stone down. Rest for 1 minute in between the total of 5 sets. If you're ever going to be able to flip a car over, you need to be able to pick up a big old rock. For the progressions on this exercise, you can complete the 25 meters a little bit faster each time, and you can also find a larger and heavier stone. I know that can sometimes be a bit difficult, but do your best. If necessary, in the absence of a stone, you can also use weight plates stacked on top of each other, but it's going to be a little bit more difficult to get the desired awkward weight effect. However, if you have some old weights that you don't mind losing, you can always duct tape those weights to the stone in order to increase the weight of the stone you have, but it's going to take a lot of duct tape and it may not stay on that well. Next up is the log deadlift and carry. The form is very similar to the stone deadlift and carry, but it's going to be different in a few key ways. You'll have to pick up the log with one hand under and one hand over. I recommend you switch each set, or if it is short enough, you can grab it from underneath on both ends. It may end up being held a little higher than the stone when you're carrying it just due to the nature of the implement itself. Remember to keep your core tight during these movements, especially with the more awkward weights. 5 sets of 25 meters with 1 minute in between. When you feel comfortable deadlifting and carrying the log the full distance for 5 sets, you can increase the difficulty by lifting a larger log or strapping small weight plates tightly to the log. And when I say small, I mean like 2.5 at a time. Up next is the stone clean and carry. You're going to pick it up in a similar way to the deadlift, but more explosively with your hips. And using the momentum, you'll get the rock to chest height to hold it in a bear hug position. Keep the core tight, walk the 25 meters, drop the rock, rest a minute. 5 sets of that. If you're not used to this movement, use a smaller rock to get used to the technique so you don't drop it on your feet, because that sucks. Ask me how I know. Now we're going to move into some power generation. We're going to do 10 stone throws. We're going to use a smaller stone and throw it 10 times any way you like as far as you can. Walk to the stone and repeat. The rest period for this exercise is just the time that it takes you to walk to the stone and pick it up again. If you really want to push your conditioning though, you can run to the stone after you throw it. Just be careful not to have the stone slip out of your hands while you throw it, so keep a good grip on it. You're not Hanayama tough, so don't test your skull against a rock. Up next is a grip feat specifically for the destruction of a car, the tire rip. I'm going to attempt to tear a tire in half. Maybe. You're going to grab the inside of the tire and attempt to rip it by pulling one hand up and pushing the other hand down. You will not be able to tear the tire, but just do your best. Put your full effort into it the whole time. You're going to do 5 sets of 15 seconds max effort on each side. For example, you're going to do 15 seconds pressing down with your right hand and pulling up with your left hand, then 15 seconds pressing down with your left and pulling up with your right. Then you'll rest 1 minute. The next set start with the opposite hand that you started with on the last set. That's brutal. 15 seconds like this, 15 seconds like that. No way in heck I'm tearing that in half. Hanayama's a monster. After 5 sets of 15 seconds, max effort on each side, your grip and your forearms are going to be toasted. But we're not done yet. To really trash this car, we need to punch and kick the living crap out of it, Street Fighter 2 style. We're going to start with 10 full power straights each side. You'll use your rear hand and throw your hardest punch that you can into the heavy bag, making sure that you hit it as hard as you can every time. Then you'll switch and do the other side. When you're throwing punches into the heavy bag, if you're not used to throwing these punches, wrap your hands and use gloves. I am used to hitting a bag barehanded, so that's why I'm doing it. But if you are not used to it, you will tear the skin on your knuckles, or you may even fold your wrist over, and that's going to suck. Next, you'll do 10 full power front kicks. With your rear leg, lay into the heavy bag with a front kick at full power 10 times on each side. You'll make contact with the ball of your foot and really drive into the bag. Following that is 10 full power hooks. You're going to alternate a lead hook with a rear hook for 10 total punches, and then you'll switch sides and alternate a lead hook with a rear hook 10 times on the other side. Really focus on the rotation and the weight shifting from one side to the other. Then we've got 10 rear leg roundhouse kicks on each side. Reset each time and focus on the hip rotation necessary to put your full body weight behind each kick. You can kick at any height you like, but put your full power into each kick, landing with the shin or the instep of the foot depending on your style. After the roundhouse kicks, you've got 20 full power strikes of your choice. Any strikes you want with as much power as you can muster. This will teach you to string full power strikes together from different positions. To end out the round, you're going to do 30 seconds of all-out, non-stop, full power punching. Try to keep punching as hard and as fast as you can for the entire time. At the end of the 30 seconds, you've got 1 minute rest before the next round, so give it your all. You've got 3 total rounds of each of these previously listed movements with 1 minute rest in between to end out the workout. At the end of this workout, expect to be exhausted and sore in ways that you didn't think that you could be sore. As you become more comfortable with this training, your ability to brace your core and your ability to generate power in your strikes and lifts will be magnified significantly. And though you may never be able to wreck a car with your bare hands, you may feel like you've been hit by one. And that's the workout. Thanks so much for watching this video. I hope you enjoyed it. Throw a thumbs up on the video for me, share it with your friends, and an extra special thanks to our patrons and YouTube members. This video is brought to you by our patron, Mario Granzato. If you'd like to be able to request any workout for a character once a month, check out our Patreon in the description. You can see the tiers available for that. That's all for today, guys. I'm the Anime Trainer, and until next time, good luck and train hard.